What is the difference between the word project and this word? They are the same word, right? Or are they? Stick around because I'm going to tell you 5 things you need to know about English nouns. Hi friends, welcome back to English for Tech Professionals, the channel where we help you speak English with confidence at work and beyond. I am Anna Gondrabura. If you don't know me yet, I am your English and effective communication coach. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more English lessons like this one. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. First things first, what is a noun if we're talking about nouns today? A noun is a word that describes something or someone. This can be a person, for example, teacher, coworker, manager. This can be also a place, like an office, a website, a country. This can be a thing, for example, a computer, a report, a desk. Or it can also be an abstract idea, for example, time, progress, success. Now let's talk about 5 most important things you need to know about nouns. The first thing to know about nouns is that they can be either singular or plural. Let's start with the basics, just a quick refresher for you, even if you know it. One item is singular, more than one is plural. Here's an important thing to remember. Singular nouns need an article. There are 2 kinds of articles. Indefinite article, a, actually there are 2, indefinite articles a or n, and definite the. For example, you cannot say I am developer because developer is a singular noun which describes a person. That means we need an article. So we have to say I am a developer. Also, in this case, we need an indefinite article specifically because we always use an indefinite article a or n with the name of the job. So that's why we say a developer. If we're talking about something specific, in this case, we use the article the instead of a. For example, I will talk to the team tomorrow. The team, specific team. Now let's talk about forming plural nouns. Most plural nouns are formed by adding the endings s or es. For example, 1 task, 2 tasks, 1 watch, 2 watches. And let's say if your watch is a Rolex, you can say 1 Rolex, 5 Rolexes. Now here's a pronunciation tip for you. Notice how es is pronounced. It is pronounced as is. Check these words. Watches, pages, changes. You can repeat after me. And in all other words with es ending is going to sound like is. Got it? All right, let's move on. The second thing you need to know about nouns is that they can be countable or uncountable. Now, this is my favorite topic, and I'm sure it's your favorite topic too. This is a big topic. Countable nouns can be counted, right? We can count them. 1 meeting, 2 meetings, 1 idea, 2 ideas, or several ideas. Uncountable nouns cannot be counted. There are a lot of uncountable nouns, but some very common ones are information, feedback, equipment, money, advice, access. The reason why I'm highlighting these specific uncountable nouns is that many English learners make mistakes when they use these nouns as countable. Now tell me in the comments, are these nouns countable in your language or not? Because in English they are not. And when I say they are not countable, it means you cannot add the endings s or es to make a plural form. You cannot say equipments. You cannot say advices. You cannot say feedbacks. It is grammatically incorrect in English. The third thing you need to know about nouns, and this one is an interesting one, you can make a new noun if you say the plus adjective. So if you use the adjective with the article the, it makes a noun. When we put the before an adjective, it turns into a noun, the whole phrase, and usually it describes a group of people. For example, the rich means the rich people, the poor, poor people, the unemployed, unemployed people, etc., etc. This structure is very common, especially in formal and bookish English. Number 4, did you know that the most common way to make a new noun is by adding specific suffixes? English often builds nouns by adding a suffix to a verb or an adjective. When you spot these endings, you can usually tell right away that the word is a noun. Let's look at the common noun forming suffixes. Number 1 is, of course, tion, sion. They form nouns from verbs. For example, to decide, a decision. To inform, information. To organize, organization. To discuss, discussion. The second suffix is ment. It forms nouns from verbs as well. To improve, improvement. To develop, development. To agree, agreement. Number 3 is suffix ness. You use it to form nouns from adjectives this time. Dark, darkness. Kind, kindness. Ready, readiness. Aware, awareness. And finally, another suffix to form nouns from adjectives is ity. Available, availability. Flexible, flexibility. Active, activity. Last but not least, the 5th thing you need to know about nouns is noun spelling and noun pronunciation. First, let's talk about spelling. Some phrasal verbs become nouns when we write them as one word or when we hyphenate them. For example, to meet up, a meetup. To log in, a login. You see the difference? The way I spell it? Here's another thing. Stress changes in nouns versus verbs too. Some words are spelled the same, but they change their stress depending on whether they are a noun or a verb. For example, a project, the first syllable is stressed. To project, the second syllable is stressed. A record, to record. An increase, to increase. Now, when we use these words as a noun, we stress the first syllable. When we use these words, the same words that are spelled completely the same as verbs, we stress the second syllable. Of course, I have a quick test for you. How would you pronounce the sentence you can see on the screen? I'm going to give you some time and then read it to you. The project records showed an increase in user engagement. How about this one? Before we project next month's sales, we should record last month's results in a report. By the way, report is not part of this group. We say a report and to report. We pronounce this word the same whether we use it as a noun or as a verb. The pronunciation stays the same. So how do you know which words change stress and which don't? Honestly, this is something you learn through practice, especially through speaking and listening. That's why at English for IT, we prioritize speaking practice, listening practice as well, even in our online courses. Our recently updated English for Tech course includes dedicated pronunciation modules and lots of speaking exercises to help you not only speak correctly, but also to sound better in English. If improving English for work is one of your priorities and it's one of your New Year's resolutions and goals, check out English for Tech course in the description. I will include all the information. That's it for today's lesson. Feel free to comment one thing you learned, and if you have a topic you would like me to cover in the next video, please let me know as well. And see you next time.